What is up, YouTube? All right, so a couple things to address. I've kind of had some failures on my videos. Tonight recording, my phone kind of just pooped out on me. So, at any rate, here we are, attempt number 3. If it doesn't work after this, I'm not making a video. So, yeah, I tried switching this out. I tried switching the pin out. I tried setting the cables. I tried setting. You got to start at the idle, right? So I set my idle to 1500. Then I adjusted my cables, and then that still didn't work, so I changed out the pin, changed out the lever, nothing worked. So I'm saying there's a bracket with it comes out here, and then there's a cable that goes across there for the gold finger, and it pulls it like that. And I know it does. I'm like 100% convinced it does. So I gotta check that out, and then call my brother-in-law again, just see what he thinks. But I noticed that this thing was overfueling and overfueling and overfueling when I first went to go start it. So I had it fully choked, right? Had the choke fully going, and I pulled and pulled and pulled like 2 or 3 times, maybe 4. Then I did half choke, and then I just noticed the freaking. It's like, oh, I pulled the spark plugs. That one was really, really wet. This one was fairly wet. So I was like, oh, that cylinder's doing something, or that carburetor. Yeah. At any rate, I noticed after I did that, it's like, oh, I'll do what my brother-in-law did when he was here. So I just pulled this full, and I pulled it over until it burped, and then I did half throttle, and then it took off. At any rate, I noticed down in there, under the Y pipe and the header, between the two, there was like drip, drip, drip. So I like put my finger down there, smelt it, was like, that's gas. So it was overfueling, so it seems to have stopped. I'm just going to say I just pulled it over with the choke one too many times. I'm going to have to test that through again. So there's that issue. And then when the guy, so 2 guys ago that had it, pulled off the gold finger. Then he traded the guy, and then that guy run it for a little bit, which I don't understand, unless they pulled out the wires for the kill switch and they were just running the tether, whatever, and didn't tell me or forgot to tell me. But so I'm getting the gold finger back from 2 guys ago. He's like, I'm just gonna send it to you. I'm like, thanks, man. So we're pretty good buddies. I'll do a huge shout out to him. That'll just be its own video on its own. But yeah, so the guy that had it lastly, he told me that they were running it, and then the carburetor AirPods came down on the jack shaft, sucked air into the carbs. The sled took off and went on the road. Some stuff happened, and then they pulled it in the garage, cleaned the carbs, did the AirPods, had it running intermittently. There's no spark, so I'm going to say that maybe this pin was stuck, or like stuck inwards, like iced up, or something was stuck, and then it let out without the gold finger. That's my theory. And then as far as the carbs, I think they might have had overfueling, because they told me after that they pulled it in the house, cleaned the carbs, and then they had it running, and so between the muffler and the header, it freaking backfired so bad that the springs popped off. So I was looking at this muffler tonight, and you can see that little spot right. How hot is this? I was running it right there, and then all this residue around here, it's leaking. It's cracked. This muffler's has had it, I think. I'm gonna pull it off, inspect it, but I am like 100% sure this muffler is toast, which is fine. No big deal. I think they just had it preloaded with fuel, right? And didn't really know what to do after that. And it's fine, because I just so happen to have another SLP pipe and a GGB can, but that's the can that I'm going to put on here because it's the one that I really want to hear. So I'm going to swap the cans. Then I'm going to tune the carbs again. I'll see if we're having no overfueling issue. I'm still going to change the spark plugs and caps. Yeah. I'm probably going to go through the carburetors and just throw rebuild kits in them. I actually have kits. They're in bags somewhere. I do believe they're somewhere on that shelf. I know I have them. So I probably, just out of peace of mind. So even if it was overfueling, I'll just do the new needles. I'll do the new seats. I'll do the new everything. Yeah. And the jets in them are fine. I've checked them. I measured them and all that stuff. So they'll be fine. But yeah. I just turned the fuel on, and I'm going to give it another go to see if fuel is coming out. Like, it's cold, right? Like, I can touch the whole exhaust. It's like a little toasty, like there's a bit of warmth, but you can see how long I've had my hand and my arm on that. Right on the muffler. It's not hot. So, yeah, and there's not the best seal in there either. So, it definitely was overfueling. It's probably because I choked it. But anyhow, what I'm going to do is, now that it's cold, we'll do a quick run up here. And if there's no fuel dripping out of there, we should be fine. It might just be from the initial choke, but it shouldn't be overfueling that much. So if there's an overfueling issue, which I ran it up and down the ditch, so I want to say like at least 10K, maybe. I'm trying to think of how many K that is. No. 5K altogether. And I did that a couple times. So I brought it back, checked the spark plugs. None of them were soaking wet. They were both cardboard brown. So I don't think it's overfueling. I just think that we're having an issue with this leaking muffler, which I'm going to address, switch out with the GGB. And then, yeah, I'm going to get the Goldfinger. That should fix this issue. I still got this unplugged. It's funny, like it works intermittently. So I was like, you know what? If the worst case is still can't figure it out, I'm just going to tie these wires together and plug this back in so I have this kill switch. But yeah, I'm kind of just at a standstill right now as to what I can do, but I'm going to get still new spark plugs, new boots. I'm going to swap out the muffler, rebuild the carbs, and then it should be good. Probably just going to dump all the fuel that's in here and replace it with my own fresh mix. Just so I know. But the guy was honest, man. Like, the kid before me, he told me, he's like, they had the muffler issue, but they didn't look into it, right? They had that issue between the carbs and everything else. They just parked the sled, and then he posted it up for sale because he had that one. His buddy blew it up. He got this one. They rode this, and they had all the issues. He parked it, posted both sleds for sale because he wanted my KTM that I traded him, which it's honestly, I'm fine with this, man. I have parts and parts and parts. He made a 4-hour one-way trip to me. So he drove 8 hours that day, delivered me 2 sleds. That one is freshly rebuilt. I looked into it. It's got amazing compression, but I'm not getting into that until I get into it on YouTube so you guys can follow along. Another question for you guys. Would you prefer longer or shorter videos? My subscribers. I've noticed my subscribe count is just, it's slowly since my last short video on this thing, which awesome. If you guys like shorts, I mean, I would rather do the longer dedicated videos and explain things and show you things and go through. I wouldn't mind doing like 20, 30-minute videos, but I won't spend the time, and then in the future I'll be editing more and more, right? So, because I want this to be a living. I'm going to make this my living, 100%. I love doing this stuff, but that's down the road, right? Like, I have my career right now. I love it. I'm very happy with what I do for work, but this is what I love doing. This is me to my core. At any rate, if you guys would prefer seeing these longer videos, please let me know. I'm going to be probably writing out my videos and spending more time just put more into my videos so that you guys are getting primo quality and spending your time like to its fullest. But at any rate, let's fire this thing up. Let's see if it's overfueling because it's super cold. Yeah, it's cold now. That warmth's gone out of there. So let's just see what happens. So this does work. Very, very, very happy about that tether that my coworker gave me. All right, it should fire up. I just had it running. It starts so good. It's amazing. The more you run this thing, the more it runs better. So I honestly think it just needs to be run and tested and all that jazz. I am so in love with this sled, you guys. It sounds so good too. But yeah, just kind of waiting until gonna get Devin to send me that Goldfinger. I cannot wait to give that guy a shout out. He's a wicked dude. Um, yeah, and then through this, like, probably this season, if I have enough time, I will build the air box. I'm going to build an air intake coming up under. I'm going to put the air shelf back on there. I know more now, right, about Dragons, about building these things, what I want to do, the direction of the sled. I'm going to make the steering stem 110% clear the carburetors, because if you turn really, really sharp, like you can turn there, and then it starts to, you can kind of see, it's hard to see on the car boots. You guys see that, or I can't? Yeah, you can see him turn ever so slightly. It's very minor. When I get an airbox in there, but I am gonna take the steering stem and just take my ball peen hammer and just din 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 din. It's just like the tiniest, like that much. So I'm gonna do it. I want this thing perfect. And actually, let's see if this thing nicely goes in reverse now, because if it doesn't, that tells me it's overfueling. So give me one more sec, guys. Let me fire it up one more time for you. I know it sounds good anyway. No. Woo! I'm glad I did that. That just popped out a bunch of snow or ice or something. So it had a bit of a stop and backfire there. So that tells me that it likely is overfueling. I tempted to change out that sensor on the side of the carb. It's right down there for the reverse. We'll try it one more time because it's intermittent. It'll do that. It'll either like shut the sled off or it will work. And it works more than it shut. I can't remember. It was working pretty good. The work to not working ratio is, yeah, pretty even. So I am going to say it's likely overfueling a bit, and I do need to change the spark plug start there. And then, like I said, I do just want to throw a new throttle cable on it for peace of mind, and then I know that's something, because this is off of like 3 different sleds. But if it works, they say don't fix it, right? So let's try this again. Yeah, I think that little bit of hesitation and all that is just a little bit of the, I don't think it's anything electrical. I honestly think it's between too much air escaping. You just seen the reverse worked more than it didn't. So I'm going to start changing the muffler and then do little things like plugs and shit like that. I honestly think it'll be fine, you guys. I don't think I have to worry too much. It runs great. It idles great. It pulls freaking hard in the ditch. So I think it's just fine tuning. Probably just take all the freaking fuel out and put fresh stuff. That could be like the main cause as to, yeah. Yeah, I just don't like wasting fuel with the price of it nowadays. But whatever. At any rate, I'm going to go inside, shower, hang out with my lady for the rest of the night, and do an outro on the front. Man, what a good looking sled, eh? I love these dragons. Alright, guys, please, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Please let me know in the comments if you'd rather long or short videos. Because you guys are the future of this channel and my, yeah, hopefully new career. Alright, guys, catch you in the next one.